Now, okay, the recent updates about Canada policy adjustment to international students coming to Canada to study, what this really means and the implication, and possibly how long it might take, because there's a specific duration that was mentioned on the information provided by the giver that news update. But whether or not they will stick to the duration for how long they intend to do it, that depends on probably the outcome and the government of Canada. Anyway, for us to really discuss the implication of this, what it means, and going forward, is it really going to be kind of tough, hard processing Canada study route? It all depends. Let's just have a discussion about it. First of all, let me use this medium to say welcome again to my channel. Thank you for those of you that are already my subscriber. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, I want to say a big thank you for stopping by. My name is Joe. This is J.O.S. Travel Abroad. I'm trying to create a space where I will give out information concerning my experience working with a travel agent or agency in Nigeria as part of a team. So I want to start giving out content regarding all the experience we had in the process of having people migrate to travel abroad, and also possible experience I would probably be encountering one way or the other along the line while I'm helping people as well, and at the same time what I am facing or going through in Malta. I'm currently in Malta now as also a student who intend to be working part-time, but that by the way. So once again, if these are the kind of content or video you will love to see or watch, I will suggest just maybe you subscribe to the channel to be part of my community, because we might really have one or two things to share together. So thank you for stopping by once again. Now let's just dive straight into the reason why I'm doing this video. Going by the title, you will see what I'm about to discuss. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. Canada policy adjustment. There's been the trend, even the news has been circulating, on social media about the adjustment. So I really just want to hear my own opinion about what this will really mean, and how we might be able to go about it, possibly the effect on prospective applicant trying to go study in Canada. What this means is, and pardon me, a quick one, pardon me, in case you see me looking down, I just jotted the points down so I'll be able to, relate to what the point is. From my own findings, the information is about trying to reduce the numbers of international students coming into Canada. I believe this is basically because of the pressure of housing they've been experiencing over time. UK experienced the same thing when they allow so many international students coming in with dependents, so they put a stop to a lot of stuff. Now, Canada too, they've been experiencing similar situations, accommodation crisis. So there've even been rumors that so many international students are not really getting a place to stay because of the cost. So some are kind of camping themselves outside some premises, and so even the government, our own government too, Nigerian government, has been kind of giving an advisory warning somehow to people planning to relocate. So I guess it is in reactions to that pressure, the crisis, why they are trying to bring out this measure. It is even written. It's part of the information that was written on the news that was given out, that it is to help minimize the pressure of housing and to also protect these international students from how schools in Canada are taking advantage or abusing the privilege of the lucrative nature. Like international students coming to study, it's becoming really lucrative for them. So they're just giving out admissions, trying to absorb many international students, probably beyond their capacity. So that's what the intention is. So the first thing is the adjustment is talking about the most important part. They are trying to take that of which the UK dumped by the site. The policy, the system of the UK where it is only the masters and postgraduates, like masters and PhD students, that can go independent. But the UK put a stop to it for now. That is the policy they are trying to emulate, put into practice. For now, they say coming weeks, Canada would only be an open work permit to spouses of international students that are coming in from master's program and PhD. That means for those that will be doing undergraduate program, like going to college and general undergraduate program and that, they will no longer be qualified to bring in dependents. This is just like this undergraduate program thing. They really the one that are getting that knock. Almost all the countries are trying to. They only focus or embrace people that are coming in for master. So the undergraduate programs and colleges waiting our country now, waiting person do. They're the one who getting the heat. Most schools are now beginning to put a stop to some things, and there are limited programs where undergraduates can do in English in most countries in Europe. Now, Canada, Sweden happens to be one of these best options for people going for undergraduate programs who later decided to study, abroad after maybe one or two things, furthering their educations, and then they want to go with their spouse if along the line they are married applicant. But now a lot of things they just have to start making that tough decisions. So going forward, it means if you're going for an undergraduate programs and college courses or degree, you no longer will be able to go with your dependent. So if you're going for a 2 years program, you just have to go alone, finish your program maybe for 2 years. Then in the process, probably when you get a postgraduate work permit or you get a job, that's when you can then start inviting your family over. That's one of the consequences of the change, that policy adjustment. The second of all is they try to introduce provinces now. Now, the reductions in the numbers of international students that will be entering Canada to about 360,000 a year, talking of this 2024, they also decide, what they also mean is they will split this cap across the provinces. Maybe Ontario, you take this, you and take this. So if they split the caps across the provinces, they also they are like introducing a system or asking each provinces to come up with a plan from now to 31st of March this year, 2024, to come up with a plan on how they would be giving out attestation letter to these students. Now, for instance, it means if a student wants to go and study in Saskatoon or New Brunswick, now New Brunswick is having maybe 10,000 or 30,000 cap of international students they can allow for that year, for this year. It means while the applicant is applying for programs, courses in any of the schools in New Brunswick, for instance, New Brunswick province itself had to collaborate with the schools in a way that they will be confirming the admissions approval. Like they would attest to the fact that, this person has been approved or given admission to come and study here. We, the province, are aware of it. So this is a letter, like a reference letter from the New Brunswick community saying this, so that they will then be, and knowledgeable. They will be aware about the numbers of students that is really coming in, falling in between that cap they are giving. So in case the schools start giving out admissions and all, and they're able to get to their quota for that year, like 30,000. So the schools will no longer have that liberty to go beyond that cap because they are working hand in hand with the community. That's what it means. So it's not going to be schools and the communities, schools and the provinces working hand in hand to verify and approve admissions. So those kind of, I don't know how that will really look like. Maybe this is going to be some kind of, will it be tedious? Will it be, I'm trying to imagine how it look like if you're pursuing an admission in one school, and then after the approval, your admissions approval, then you also have to wait for a letter from the provinces. Will it not really be kind of tough? Those are the policies. It means these things would really tighten, stiff, kind of make going to Canada for now kind of hard somehow. It will be somehow tougher. Maybe we just have to prepare for that. And then the other one is measure actually at 2 years lifespan. Thank God for now. Thank God. I would also let me say this is some consolation to the news. If we are to consider the news not too good, like consolation, maybe to consider it, they actually placed a date which is going to last. They said the measure will be just for 2 years. Now, whether or not truly they will stop and go back the normal status quo, the normal style after 2 years, none of us can really say for now. It depends on the outcome of the result, but the outcome of these policy implementations. Let's say it is become effective, and along the line they probably will study the progress if it was positive or if it had a negative impact or effect. So whether or not they will really stick to the 2 years plan depends on how they're able to evaluate the total outcome at the end of it. But for now, they said it's just for 2 years. Let's hope it's really for these 2 years. But another good news is there's something I noticed along or in between the news. It is for international students. I don't know why. This master student, rather, it is for master students, those going for master programs, PhD, master generally. There's something I noticed. I don't know. They are really trying to do some things to favor those that are going for these, top skills, higher qualifications. Master student most time, postgraduate to most time have these programs that are basically 1 year in duration in Canada. There are some programs that are just for a 1 year course. And the current policies about postgraduate work permit is that you would be given a postgraduate work permit in conjunction with the numbers of years of the program you're going for. Now, like for a 2 years program, you get 3 years postgraduate work permit. And for a 1 year program, you're only entitled to 1 year postgraduate work permit. Now, they are trying to look into adjusting that for people going for a 1 year postgraduate program, like a 1 year master's. They are particularly saying masters. I don't think a graduate certificate would really have that benefit. They feel that people going for masters really are not having enough time to stay back, put into practice what they learn, and because of the short time they have to stay after a 1 year program, because of that one. So they say they are possibly looking at giving that extensions to master students, maybe along the line to start having longer postgraduate work permit. In the long run, it means there might be an introduction of either probably 3 years postgraduate work permit or 2 years postgraduate work permit for a master program that is for 1 year. So that is the kind of good news along the line for people going for this program. In long run, they might introduce a longer postgraduate work permit, even if it is just a short program like 1 year. So let's watch out. I think that's a consolation for master students doing 1 year program. And another thing again is there's another part of the information I noticed, which also say again is student going for a program in private colleges. where they have licensing agreement with the main school, like public school, public college, or like public school. They are kind of saying there will no longer be for a postgraduate work permit for those kind of students, that maybe they feel there's a loophole, people are taking advantage of that, not going through the main school. What this means, from my understanding, is like when you are going to study a program in one school that's acting or serve as an annex to the main school. For instance, you might be going to a program in a private college and they will tell you at the end of the day, the certificate awarded would be like either in conjunction with the public school, or will be coming in from the school, the public school. So they are more or less like offering that program on behalf of that public school, like a license agreement to offer that program. So it means you're better consider if you want to go for any course or program, instead of probably going through annex, the private colleges that are in agreement with the public. It's maybe to be ideal you just go in straight and apply to study this course or these programs in the main school, the main public school, so you would not be deprived of that benefit of postgraduate work permit. That is what I believe from my understanding. So going through a subsidiary might not earn you a postgraduate work permit. So you rather stick to the school that is offering that directly. And so these are kind of the development. Going forward, Canada will try make it a bit stiff, like people coming planning to get to Canada through study route. You would have to really prepare well enough so you will not miss out, or so you will not really be deprived, or not really deprived, so you will not get refused if you really do not put all these things into consideration. So take note of the policy adjustment, put them into consideration while they are trying to apply for your admission and then going to Canada. And then it means the competition will kind of be high if the number of allowance is reduced. So the thing will be like more of survival of the fittest. The best, may the best man win. So those are really doing everything right will be the one, and immediately they get to the cap for the year. That means every other applications coming in for that year might likely get refused or not be attended to, or be pushed forward to the following year. So what I feel is, maybe let's discuss a way out within ourselves, what we should always do for now, since it's becoming this way, particularly for those of us that is considering undergraduate program. If you're a family person, let's look at the available options for dependent visa. Since UK is out of the way, Canada is kind of tough for undergraduate. So which country do we have left? Let's discuss that in subsequent videos. And also let's see how we can work around this and achieve this project in the long run, in the sense that location matters. So there might be some few suggestions that will come up with that if you're going for an undergraduate program, why not go through this path, then connect back in the long run. So if you'll be interested probably to hear whatever suggestion I will be coming up with, I would say kindly subscribe to my channel, and then let's just discuss this thing out as family. Thank you for watching, and I really hope this video would make sense to you. I believe there's one or two things you're going to learn from it. Then until I come up with another video talking about the available options, how to go about it, the true importance of locations, and other things you can actually do to still get to Canada, I would have one or two things to say really. So just stick around. Thank you once again for watching, and bye.